Yo, Third Power in stores right now. What's up, homie?
Yeah, man. Let's actually get started with that. You straight away from the Gangsta Grillz title. Are you nervous about that?
No, am I nervous that I strayed away from it?
Just because I think people were so familiar with the brand. You know what I mean?
I think that's one of the reasons I really wanted to do it. You know, I mean, throughout that brand has kind of been a gift and a curse, more a gift than a curse. But you know, I mean, just the word gangster in itself. You know, when it comes to the album. My first single being Oh My was not very gangster, so you know I just wanted to really focus more on the DJ Drama brand and you know show a little depth in the musical growth and everything, and you know for this album stray away from you know what people may have assumed of me or of you know the product that I was bringing forth.
Now you got everybody listed for collabs on this album. You got Chris Brown, you have Wale, Red Cafe. I mean, how did you go about the selection of people that you wanted to include on here? Because I'm sure you had access to anybody.
A lot of favors, a lot of phone calls, you know, a lot of persistence. You know what I mean? I mean, clearly, an album like this with so many names would be highly expensive if I didn't have these guys in my Rolodex. So, you know, I just reached out to the people that I had close personal relationships with who, you know, thankfully happen to be very creative and talented and popular people, you know. So someone like Chris Brown, we just had finished up a mixtape, we got to work. Me and Fab clearly have a strong relationship, with Khalifa as well. So, you know what I mean, just to, you know, I felt I put on here who I wanted to, you know, who I felt was very strong in the business right now and who people were checking for and making good music.
Now, a lot of people hear a DJ coming out with a CD and they don't actually understand what the involvement is with the CD. So why don't you break that down?
I mean, basically it's like, you know, the album in itself is like it was like a blank canvas, and you know what I do is I pretty much bring it all together. You know, I provide the colors and the and the different paint brushes and so forth, and I paint that picture. You know what I mean? There's a lot of producers, there's a lot of artists involved in the project, but you know, a lot of it conceptually it comes from me, and you know, ideally, you know, what I want to get across on the music and so forth. So you know, it's a lot of executive producing as well as hands-on in general with the collaborations and the decisions on who goes where.
Okay, cool. Now I'm looking on the back of this CD and I don't see any Atlantic, any Grand Hustle imprint, and there's actually no T.I. feature on here, which would make some people think, you know, oh, maybe there's beef brewing. Why don't you break it down?
You know, my first two albums I was on Atlantic, Grand Hustle. When I first brought the Oh My record, when I first did the Oh My record, you know, the opportunity presented itself for me to do a new situation. So with Jason Jeter, T.I.'s manager and partner, as well as Tip himself, you know, with their blessings, I was able to get out of my Atlantic situation, my deal, and go do my own deal over E1 independently, which was just a good fit for me with where I am right now as far as my career, my albums and so forth. Being in a major label system is very different. You know, there's a lot more red tape. And the reason Tip's not on the album is because I had a song ready for him. You know, we really hadn't even been speaking, you know, in the last couple months while he was locked up. And right when he got out was when they sent him back on that bus. So, you know, they kind of screwed up my plans for him to make the release date. And E1 really wanted me to, you know, make my date. So I tried to hold off for him and I couldn't. I still got the song. I actually finished the song that he's on. It's crazy. You know, I'll be releasing it sometime before the end of the year. But everything's love. You know, Grand Hustle's still family. You know, me, Tip, and Jay, you know, we'll forever be, you know, family. Really, we all came up together. So no beef whatsoever. Sorry to disappoint those who are looking.